97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
October 23rd is now.
Crocs.
I know what you're thinking. Crocs are not clean. Crocs.
What day is it?
I'm thinking that today is Friday right now.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Correctamundo.
It's been a very long week, so now I'm ready to see it end.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Wait, ready for what? Ready for the weekend.
This is our show. And it's not over.
In fact, it's just starting.
And let's get this show started.
Now we begin.
All right, kids. It's showtime.
Hand me down the walking cane, hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out, catch the late sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind, so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you never heard a sound like a rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Oh, this dude is out of sight. Everything he does seems to come out right. Once I went to hear them play at a club outside of town. I was so surprised, I was hypnotized by the sound his cats put down. When I saw this short fat guy stretch a band between his toes, hey, I laughed so hard 'cause the man got down when it finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Got that rubber band?
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Hey, welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the pilot's failing, well, whatever it is, conflagration of a media outlet there refers to you. Yeah, I'm laughing because, Steve wants to do stupid criminal news today, and I'm just wondering if that means we're going to end up talking about the Biden family crime syndicate.
It could be. Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on the live video stream, which is up and running right now at our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. On your mobile device, fire up YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan to watch the video. If you're on your mobile device wanting only our audio stream, that's available too in that format. Just fire up a streaming app and put WEEB in the search. And if you're on our website, go to the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages. There's an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click it once, and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills. It's going to get a little more summer-like around here for the next week or so, as our humidity is going to steadily climb up into the mid to upper 60s for our dew point. One day we'll even hit 70 next week. But temperatures will stay down in the 70s, so it won't be a full sweat fest. Partly cloudy today, 78 for a high tonight. Partly cloudy, 59 tomorrow. Guess what? Partly cloudy, but a 20% chance of a thunderstorm. High of 79. Those thunderstorms come with increasing humidity. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, still isolated thunderstorms possible, a low of 61. Same for Sunday. The 20% holds true throughout Sunday. 71, 57, your high and low. Monday, all this rain's gone, but we'll go partly cloudy, 76 degrees, and dew points in the 60s. Same for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as we'll stay in the upper 70s for highs. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, visibility 9 statute miles. Pressure is 3018, dew point 58. Humidity 96%, is cloudy and 59 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 7:34, 34 past the hour on this Friday morning. Did you watch the debate last night, Colonel?
I tuned in and out. I could only stand so much of listening to Joe Biden stand there and lie. You know, the Dems must be really weepy this morning after that performance. Man, oh dear, that was awful.
Well, you know, he had what's her name, Kristen Welker, the moderator, covered for Biden the whole night.
Well, of course.
He would say something and Trump would try to respond, and she'd jump in to cut him off because she knew he was going to take him down.
Oh, he took him down. I mean, he ran circles around Biden, got him to admit, that he's a criminal, got him to admit that he's going to put the oil and gas industry out of business, got him to admit, hey, he's just plain stupid. I mean, that was just. I've been going back and watching some of the clips, and Biden's just wow.
Well, plus they had the Tony Bobolinsky press conference. Bobolinsky was the man who was in partnership with Joe, and giving him his 10%. Well, and doing the arranging of meetings with Chinese government.
Yeah, partnership with Hunter Biden, actually. Yeah. It's just I thought the classic line of the night was Joe Dementia sitting there or standing there saying, "Did Joe have his pants on last night? I didn't really notice." But was Joe Dementia standing there and saying, "I never took a dime from China or
any
whatever
foreign government."
No,
period.
He didn't directly. He took it from Hunter, who took it from all those
same
places.
Thing. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, there's one person in the middle raking off their share.
I mean, he's laughable. If you're any kind of a rational, thoughtful individual, how you would vote for that individual is beyond me.
Well, the second the debate was over, the mainstream media was sitting there putting down cover for him. Oh, this is just another but a Russian hoax. If it sounds like Russian, looks like Russian, it must be a Russian hoax. They're going down that little road again, trying to beat it, and they're also saying, "Oh, it's not verified." Oh, let's see.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is, people.
Yeah, Hunter's hard drive is pretty verifiable. They've already verified it's his.
I'm going to have
FBI
to.
did.
I'm going to have to watch the 5 tonight and see Juan Williams. He must be beside himself.
He'll give the same old lines. It's not verified. Yeah. It's not even a story.
Well, when Bob Blinsky or whatever his name is was giving his press conference, some reporter screamed out or yelled out, "Hey, who's paying you to do this?" Yeah, well, who's paying us, lady, or paying them? Basically, the Russians. Yeah, directly or indirectly. Yeah, but the money was meant to buy influence. So sorry, whoever you were, reporter, you're just stupid. I just can imagine.
Well, he's had a falling out with the Biden family when Hunter got greedy.
Well,
and wanted to take out the majority of the money as his own little piggy bank, as he said.
Well, that plus they got prosecuted. He's got one guy ended up going to jail for him. So that
another guy
attention.
Getting ready to go to jail for him.
Yeah, exactly. So that gets your attention. Hey, why am I going to jail for doing this stuff? And Hunter Biden's still able to do his crack and get the whores and pole dancers and strippers, etc. And I'm going to be sitting in jail.
One of the pictures supposedly was cropped to not show the face of a girl that he was snorting coke off her back end with. And it's also said that she was 15.
Probably, yeah. That's the.
It was either 14 or 15. I'm giving him the older age.
Well,
and also his niece.
Yeah, here's the thing. You can't put all those pictures out there because, of course, we're dealing with apparently still underage individuals. So, Giuliani said he sent that to the Delaware State Police. Well, that's fine. Expect nothing to happen from that.
If he gets elected, this will die on the vine quickly.
In fact, I believe the state's attorney in Delaware has already washed her hands of it and sent it on to the FBI. So it's just made the big loop. It went from Giuliani to the state police back to the FBI, who already had it. Yeah. So nothing's happening here, folks.
And they're conducting a money laundering investigation.
Yeah. Don't care about those poor underage kids. Having to look at crack pipe Biden there.
Well, you can't ever prove what was in that pipe, and
no.
But they can prove that's a 14-year-old niece, and he's got troubles on his hands.
Well, she
was in compromising positions.
The world is coming apart for the Biden crime family syndicate. So, and that looks bad for.
Well, everybody's trying to lay cover down for him just to last him 2 weeks. Can they do it?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
And the Obamas are, not at the pace this stuff is coming out. But Belinsky has the emails that were sent to him, so he's a addee, a recipient of those emails. So you can't sit there and say they're faked and ginned up in Russia because they're on the guy's server. So it's not looking good. So they're going to start tearing a lot of stuff apart. And you're right, though. If Biden gets elected, it all goes away. So no equal justice, in this particular case. And, the dead Biden, the son that was the attorney general in Delaware, I just read a story on some of his antics when he was the attorney general there. One of the DuPonts, the DuPont family fortune and all that, one of those people was nabbed for raping a 3-year-old, and old Joe Biden's dead son there let that one go. Yeah, they didn't prosecute that one or gave him gave him probation or something, no jail time for a 3-year-old. People, I mean, come on, this is the Bo was
the dual standard of justice.
Yeah, Bo was the good son. Well, yeah, the good son does that, allows somebody to walk after doing that to a 3-year-old. There are no good Bidens. There are no good sons. They have his brother, Joe Biden, Joe Dementia's brother. They have his emails, and he's now, elbow deep in all this stuff. And apparently the niece is an addee on all these emails, etc. So an addressee on all these emails. So yeah, the whole family stinks.
Yep, and they're also rich because the influence selling is a big business, evidently.
Joe Biden, here's the deal, people. Joe Biden's never going to jail, but Joe Biden will not be the president for longer than it takes to inaugurate him, because as soon as it's practicable, he will be impeached and shut out of office, so it can be left to the idiot. What's her name?
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, her. And, so he's not going to be president for more than, a month, maybe 30 days. And people, I was at my daughter's, a couple of weeks ago, and a little family thing there on their little cul-de-sac. And, one of them's an ardent Biden supporter. And, she
about all you could do to hold your tongue when.
Well, I didn't say anything. I mean, my daughter's got to live there. Well, the Biden supporter's one of the rarities up there. So, but in any case, this individual made it quite plain that she was voting for Harris. She's not voting for Biden. She's well aware that Biden's an idiot. At the time, I would doubt that she knew he's a criminal. But she's voting for Harris. She's not voting for Biden.
Yeah. All right. Well, it'll be interesting to see what develops throughout the day, because it seemed like yesterday, every hour, it was just getting deeper and deeper for Joe Dementia there.
Yeah.
All right. As the Colonel mentioned, I've had emails saying,
oh, yes,
where are the old bits? Well, let's do some.
And I've seen them, yes.
Here we go, doing some stupid criminal news.
That was good. We just talked about Joe. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Well, some more
oh, okay.
stupid criminal news.
Oh, his son, his daughter.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
All right, my friends, it's time once again. Straight across the floor in the style of the Duke, John Wayne. Open up our closet doors, look at all 30 of our Liberty safes. Today we're going to mosey over to Liberty safe number 14, in honor of Joe's, well, you know. Open her up.
The thing, man, the thing.
Yeah, you know the thing.
Come on, man.
You did that a lot last night. Come on. Yeah, that didn't work either, Joe. All right, let the Colonel reach in and grab our weapon of choice this morning.
We'll go light today. We'll get this little Ruger LRC and 38 caliber, and just go undercover.
All right, we'll throw it in the holster, pin on our badge, and out the door we go now in relentless pursuit of some stupid criminal news. Stupid criminal news number one this morning. Getting into a police chase definitely burns through gas, doesn't it? Let me check one setting here. I think we're on repeat. We'll see. All right. Burns through gas, even if you're getting your highway and not city mileage. So I guess it was inevitable this would happen one day. On Tuesday afternoon, a guy allegedly shoplifted from a Home Depot in Glendora, California, and he sped off when the police came. So a classic Southern California police chase was on. But this one had a twist. At one point, the guy pulled into a gas station to fill up. He ran into the station to pay, quickly paid, ran back out, quickly pumped. He filled up with a little gas before the police could get there, and then off he took off again. He drove more than an hour after that until he finally pulled into a parking garage near downtown L.A. and ran off on foot. There's no word on whether the cops ever wound up catching him. Who knew?
Cops are on the ball, man. Guy can stop for gas and fill up. All right.
Stupid criminal news number two. This sounds like a bad day, but I feel like I've been on worse. A guy named Brandon Hembury from Tulsa, Oklahoma, met a woman on a dating app this week, and they went out on Wednesday night. But as they were driving, a cop tried to pull them over, and Brandon sped off. So the first date turned into a high-speed police chase, which ended after Brandon blew through some stop signs and decided to finally pull over. It turned out that he had an outstanding warrant for 5 traffic and drug cases, and now he's also facing more charges, including eluding and obstructing an officer. The police let his date go. That was nice of them. She said she didn't know he was wanted, and we're assuming there's not going to be a second date. And that, my friends, is your stupid criminal news for this Friday. I guess you like news number one the best, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Are you sure that didn't happen in Florida? That sounds like Florida man doing that, not California man.
Well, California's got a lot more concrete to jump through.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, concrete roads and all. All right. One other thing we don't do very often anymore. Get up here. There we go. Is this?
Now it's time for
Random facts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, our random facts for today, and perhaps a spare, meaning 5. The founder of Jersey Mike's Subs isn't named Mike. He's a guy named Peter Cancro, who worked at a shop called Mike's Subs in New Jersey. Jersey. That place.
The Jersey Shore.
When he was in high school, decided to buy it and franchise it. The Holy Roman Empire wasn't dissolved until 1806, which means there were 3 decades where both the Holy Roman Empire and the United States were both in existence.
Yes. That is true.
There's a difference between a crevice and a crevasse. A crevice is a small crack. A crevasse is a huge crack.
Yeah, so that, okay, so is it plumber crevice or plumber crevasse?
I guess it depends on the waistband. If you're suffering from an existential crisis, you can get some relief with Tylenol. A study found that Tylenol actually helps people overcome the fear and anxiety that comes from deep psychological issues. Who knew? And our bonus, a chimp's poop throwing ability is actually a sign of intelligence.
Yeah.
The more accurately the chimp throws his feces, the stronger his brain.
There you go.
And that's your random facts for this Friday.
That's entirely random there. All right.
Okay. What can I say? All right, let's jump into...
But see, here's the thing. How do they know what the monkey is throwing it at?
Well, they did a sketch on Saturday Night Live, and they were trying to get Sean Connery to do something. He goes, and it involved the monkey. He says, I'm not... let me get my Sean Connery on. If I can do it. You're not going to be throwing monkey poo at me. No, sir. All right. There also been other people on Saturday Night Live who have played presidents. And we got the top 3, according to whoever. SNL, I guess. Here's number 3. This is Will Ferrell being George W. Bush.
Will Ferrell.
Well, it would help if it would play. Why am I getting dead silence here? Oh, I'm on the wrong pot. Never mind.
It's your fault.
My fault.
Okay. All right. We just need to
Working
clarify
with too
that.
many computers and too many control buttons. Here we go.
Donald Trump thinks the media hates him. One time, an Iraqi reporter threw an actual shoe at me. He took it off his foot, lobbed it straight at my noggin. Then he gathered himself, took off the other one, and tried it again. But you know what they say? Shoe me once, shoe's on you. Shoe me twice, I'm keeping those shoes.
That's probably the funniest thing Will Ferrell's ever done.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's the only thing funny he's ever done. Number 2 was Daryl Hammond as Bill Clinton.
Hillary would make a great president, and I would make an even greater first dude.
Thank you, Bill. That's nice.
Hillary, isn't it crazy that phones can take videos now? Yeah. I mean, if they could have done that in the 90s, I'd be in jail.
They'd be in jail yet.
And last but not least, the number 1 SNL president was Dana Carvey doing George H.W. Bush.
We're in the midst of the holiday season here, waiting for the checkered flag of the Christmas shopping season to start our economic engines. And how, as Americans, do we take part? By doing what we have always done, we consume. That's who we are. Let's not fight it. We are a nation of consumers. We love to shop, shop, shop. Boy said to me, don't pass this up. I said, not gonna buy it. Not gonna buy it. Bought it.
All right.
Okay, well, you know.
Well, let's see if we can get the Colonel to laugh as we present the best of the late night eunuch boys from last night.
President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden faced off in their second and final debate, moderated by NBC News White House correspondent Kristen Welker, or just as likely between President Trump and Kristen Welker and moderated by Joe Biden. All right, come on, guys.
For the most part, things were pretty civil compared to the first debate, which was basically a UFC fight on meth. Yeah, it was a lot nicer. If the first debate was sponsored by Red Bull, this one was sponsored by NyQuil.
NASA's made an exciting new discovery about the moon. There is a huge announcement coming from NASA, but we have to wait until Monday.
NASA, you know I love you, but come on, we're living through a pandemic. The last thing we need right now is a cliffhanger about the moon. Just tell us. It's like Dr. Fauci saying, I have some exciting news about the virus that I'll tell you right after the break.
Nah. Yeah, there were a couple of, the first one, second one were, they were actually funny because they're based on truth.
Well, if early voting's underway, and if you're confused by all the proposition ads, don't be. This will clear up everything for you.
Vote yes on Proposition 21.
No on Prop 21.
I'm voting yes.
Vote no.
Your tax bill goes down.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky.
Bad idea.
Higher taxes.
Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
A prison spending scam.
Dead rising from the grave.
And put government in control.
No on 20.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
And 23 could kill me, too.
No on 15. Vote yes on 22 to see. Vote yes on Prop 21.
Mass hysteria.
Okay. Imagine a haunted house with abandoned storefronts and creepy people. Imagine no longer is closer than you think out there.
This Halloween, go to the scariest haunted house around. It's at the mall on the edge of town. Walk through empty store space. You'll be greeted by a woman outside who'll tell you,
This used to be a Kmart.
Then walk through the abandoned Toys R Us. Imagine the blank stares of the dolls that used to line the shelves. Amazon killed us. Then feel the static electricity of what used to be Radio Shack. Then go get a devilish treat at Cinnabon, which for some spooky reason is still in business there. You'll be creeped out by the pale-skinned goth employee who tells you,
It's really dead around here. I guess everyone's shopping on the internet. Do you want a bag or you can eat it here?
don't miss the scary haunted house located at the mall, because it is the mall, right next to the Halloween Spirit Shop, which also will be out of business very soon.
They laugh, but there was a mall up there in Virginia Beach that used to do that. and if that isn't true, I don't know, man. Half the thing was empty, and there was a Cinnabon in there selling those. Those things are just loaded with sugar. A big white glob of sugar. I think there was some dough in there somewhere.
Well, someone posted a video of a bear up in a tree at Yosemite, and people think it sounds like Chewbacca. You be the judge here. That sound like the bears you had to get, Colonel?
Yeah, we had a couple of them up in a tree like that. Yeah. Oh, I was on Fox News one time. There was the bear in Virginia Beach, right down on the waterfront, or pretty close, a couple of blocks off. And, yeah, I was briefly on there, tapping the tree and keeping the idea. I got there first, so the idea is you got to keep the bear in the tree. You don't want the bear coming down and then running off again. So you go over there, and I had my little baton out and slapped the tree trunk a couple of times so the bear stays up where he is.
So we have a recording of your bear.
Yes.
Listen to it.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but yeah, actually, the bear snapping and clacking its teeth is more what I heard.
2 men in Oklahoma are accused of performing an illegal operation and castrating a guy with his permission. And they may
Wait, say that again?
2 men in Oklahoma are accused of performing an illegal operation and castrating a guy with his permission.
That's Oklahoma. That didn't happen in Florida. That happened in Oklahoma. Oh.
And they may have also been planning to eat the part that they cut off.
All right, that's
cops found it in a freezer in their house. Here's Lefroy County Sheriff Rodney Derryberry. That's his real name.
Man,
explaining.
This is made up.
No, this is real.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got to laugh.
Derryberry. Derryberry.
Oh, Jesus.
Explaining that the man's private area was injured.
We did find evidence to crimes being committed and maybe surgeries being performed inside the residence.
What area of the body that the victim was injured?
It would be the male private area. It is something that we have never, in my career, run across.
I hope not. I hope you never run across it again either. The victim's name wasn't Richard by any chance, was it?
I don't know. I do know it's coming up on 8 o'clock. All your news is next, and we'll be back on the backside.
Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. This afternoon, we'll see a lovely afternoon. High temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s and low 80s today. We'll see a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. Partly cloudy overnight tonight. For Saturday, we'll see the cloud cover gradually increase. High temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s, but a few showers possible late in the afternoon and by the evening. Some showers also with us Saturday night and Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Making it easy for the Trump campaign, that's what Democrat Joe Biden did in last night's debate. He denied ever having called for a ban on fracking. That brought an immediate challenge from President Trump, and a video released by the Trump campaign. It shows Biden and his running mate vowing to ban fracking and kill fossil fuels. The president and his Democrat challenger in their final debate last night also trading accusations of foreign entanglements.
The president accused Biden of earning money from Russia and China.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life.
Biden said it was the president with a Chinese bank account.
The bank account was in 2013. It was closed in 2015, I believe.
Mr. Trump also brought up Hunter Biden, prompting the former vice president to say his son did nothing inappropriate while working for a company in Ukraine. Greg Clugston at the presidential debate in Nashville.
And the one-time head of a joint venture between Hunter Biden and a Chinese energy concern says that Joe Biden knew what was going on, despite Biden's claim that he never talked to his son about Hunter's foreign business affairs. Tony Bobulinski says he has evidence to prove his claims.
Everything I'm saying is corroborated by emails, WhatsApp chats, agreements, documents, and other evidence. And the American people can judge for themselves.
Bobulinski, who says he's never been political, describes himself as a patriot and a veteran, adding that he wants to protect his business reputation along with his family's good name. Says he is cooperating with Senate investigators and will be handing several cell phones over to the FBI. Says the phones were never handled by anyone else and will help to prove his case. The Biden campaign out with a statement saying that there was no wrongdoing by the former vice president. Wall Street, Dow futures up 80 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
You know what stinks? Overpaying for things, and that includes your cell phone bill. That's why every day people are switching to Pure Talk USA. You get the exact same coverage as the larger carriers, but at half the cost, with no contract and no excessive fees. Get unlimited talk, text, and 2 gigs of data all for just $20 a month. The average person saves $400 a year. Go to PureTalkUSA.com, enter the promo code HALF-OFF, and you'll save 50% off your first month. That's PureTalkUSA.com, promo code HALF-OFF. Pure Talk USA. Simply smarter wireless.
Australia's national airline warns that flights to major international destinations, including in the U.S. and Britain, not likely to resume until the end of next year.
Qantas, once seen as an emblem of Australia, is a shadow of its former self. Its international routes suspended and domestic services running at less than a third of normal capacity. At the company's annual general meeting on Friday, the chief executive Alan Joyce told investors that routes to key destinations such as the UK and the US could potentially reopen by the end of next year, although this would need a vaccine to be available. The company said 18,000 staff, the majority of its employees, remained off work, dependent on government benefits rather than their usual pay.
The BBC's Theo Leggett. Chinese tech giant Huawei, one of the biggest makers of smartphones and switching gear, says its revenue rose 9.9% first 9 months of this year. News and analysis at townhall.com. Man accused of fatally shooting a Houston police officer could face a death sentence if convicted.
The shooting came during a domestic disturbance call. In state court, Elmer Mazzano is facing a capital murder charge for the death of 65-year-old Sergeant Harold Preston. The 51-year-old Mazzano has also been charged in state court with attempted capital murder for shooting and injuring Officer Courtney Waller and with aggravated assault for shooting and injuring his 14-year-old son. Mazzano, who is from El Salvador, was in the country illegally. Federal prosecutors have also filed federal gun charges against Mazzano. John Scott reporting.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says progress is being made in talks over a new round of coronavirus economic stimulus. And right now, it remains unclear as to whether Democrats and Republicans will be able to set aside their differences, get something done, particularly before the election. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
This virus is a serious health crisis.
It's a serious economic crisis, too.
Yep, that's why Tom McInnes is the right choice to represent us in Raleigh. Tom's worked with both parties to pass coronavirus relief.
And Tom delivered emergency help for local businesses.
If we're serious about our health and serious about our economy,
it's time to get serious about re-electing Senator Tom McInnes.
Paid for by Main Street Merchants for a better North Carolina.
Tom McInnes, Senate District 25. The son of a farmer and a public school teacher, Tom McInnes learned early the value of a dollar, a good education, and hard work. A lifelong North Carolinian, Tom McInnes has worked tirelessly to create jobs in our community and shares in our Sandhills values. Tom helped raise teacher pay to an average of $50,000 and fought against opioid addiction. As Senate Transportation Chair, Tom McInnes knows what it takes to help our area prosper. Tom McInnes, Senate District 25. Paid for by Main Street Merchants for a better North Carolina.
Rudino's has always served our community, and we're still open, serving local families through curbside takeaway and DoorDash delivery. Right now, you can get our legendary 9-inch grinders and a bag of chips for just $8.49, or an 18-inch grinder for $16.99. All of our grinders are made on fresh, homemade white bread, oven-baked daily with mozzarella and provolone cheese. Rudino's Pizza and Grinders on Pinehurst Avenue, voted #1 by Spectator Magazine. See our full menu at rudinosouthernpines.com, then call 246-2446.
Some things just go together, like bread and butter, blue jeans and Saturdays, best friends and phone calls. And a great match? You and discounts from Erie Insurance. It's like this. Safety features in your car will have you paying less for your auto insurance. And pay off your Erie auto policy all at once, and you'll save up to 7% more. On your homeowner's policy, you earn discounts that start at age 46 and go up each time you celebrate a birthday. There are more discounts, too, for things like home safety features and even teenage drivers. And the savings keep adding up. When you have your auto and home covered with Erie, you get a discount. Buy a life policy with us, and the savings can get even better. At Erie Insurance, above all in service means making life a little easier on you and on your wallet. Your Erie agent in Moore County is Carthage Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 910-947-2957.
Discount terms and amounts may vary by state. See your local Erie agent for details.
My name is Tony Keith of Keith Hardware in Carthage, North Carolina. I'm the third generation of a family-owned business. We've been in business for 83 years. We sell live bait, crickets, minnows, and worms, fishing tackle, nuts and bolts and screws by the piece. You can still come in and get nails weighed out by the pound or ones or twos, however you'd like.
The guys, they know what they're doing. You don't have to ask for service. You tell them what you need. If they ain't got it, usually they can conjure it up.
Keith Hardware has been a tradition in this town for as long as I've been in business, 42 years. And they run a good business and they're good people.
I came in with 2 pieces of plumbing. I handed it to this guy, and he took off the back and picked it up and brought it back. Their knowledge is invaluable to me.
With Keith Hardware for 28 years. I rent the building from them next door. And Tony and Ginger are doing an excellent job. I'm proud of them.
Come visit Keith Hardware today at 207 Monroe Street in Carthage.
We're just an old-fashioned hardware store.
Aberdeen Prescription Shop is one of the best independent pharmacies. Despite the chain stores, customers prefer Aberdeen Prescription Shop for its personal service, drive-through window, and free delivery. All major insurance is accepted, including TRICARE. Order your prescriptions online at AberdeenRxShop.com or call 944-1313, 944-1313, or visit the Town and Country Shopping Center on US 1. Aberdeen Prescription Shop.
Just what the doctor ordered.
When you're ready for your next painting project, there's only one place to go for high-quality products. JB Short Carpet 1 in Southern Pines carries premium Benjamin Moore paints for any type of project. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so color will last for years to come. And when you shop JB Short Carpet 1 in Southern Pines, you're not just improving your home, you're supporting a local business too. Benjamin Moore for everything that matters. JB Short Carpet 1, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Bass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
Hi, this is Vicki Smith from the Village Chapel in Pinehurst. On Saturday, October 31st from 5 to 7 p.m., we'll be hosting a COVID-style trunk or treat. All volunteers will be wearing masks and gloves as they hand out treats to the children of our community. So please join us on October 31st from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Village Chapel. For more information, please visit tvcpinehurst.com.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. President Trump and his Democratic opponent, Joe Biden, met last night in Nashville for the final debate of the 2020 presidential campaign. The tone was more civil than it was during the first debate, but there were still plenty of fiery exchanges. CBS News' Nicole Killian in Nashville has more on the debate.
The president again claimed he was preparing a health care plan.
So I'd like to terminate Obamacare, come up with a brand new, beautiful health care.
He's never come up with a plan. I guess we're going to get the pre-existing condition plan the same time we get the infrastructure plan.
The Senate Judiciary Committee Republicans on Thursday approved Amy Coney Barrett's Supreme Court nomination despite a no-show from Democrats. Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina tells WLOS in Asheville he's disappointed with Democrats' decision to boycott the hearing, knowing the majority had the vote.
She's going to have a strong vote on the floor next week, and I think that the American people, after they saw her in the hearings, felt like she is eminently qualified to be a Supreme Court Associate Justice.
Republican officials have asked the U.S. Supreme Court to return North Carolina to a shorter deadline for accepting absentee ballots that are postmarked by Election Day. State Republican legislative leaders and President Donald Trump's campaign filed appeals on Thursday. Another person linked to coronavirus events at the United House of Prayer for All People in Charlotte has died from the coronavirus. In all, 3 people linked to the event have died. Dr. Raynard Washington, the deputy director of the Mecklenburg County Health Department, tells WCNC.
We have a lot of people coming together over several days. It is very high risk for those kinds of, for the virus to spread.
A Raleigh cheerleading organization has closed its doors for 2 weeks as the number of cheerleaders testing positive for COVID-19 continues to rise. 3 coaches at Cheer Extreme All-Stars have also tested positive. Kelly Helton owns the gym and tells WRAL.
Our transparency is key to trying to slow the spread.
You're listening to NCN News.
What are North Carolina voters saying about Cal Cunningham's affair with the wife of a severely injured veteran? Cal's refusing to answer questions about if there are more affairs. So we asked real people, like Hannah from Raleigh, what they think.
Cal Cunningham says he doesn't want to talk about his personal matter, that he wants to concentrate on the issues. But for me, character is an issue.
Here's Melissa from Wilmington.
Character is an issue, a top issue. I'm sending you to Washington to represent me and my children?
Just listen to Mary Stewart from Raleigh.
When Cunningham said he wouldn't raise taxes and then did, that's a typical politician, but this is different. It tells me everything I need to know about Cal's character.
Cal Cunningham has lied to us too much. He's got the wrong values, the wrong agenda for North Carolina. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Republican officials have asked the U.S. Supreme Court to shorten North Carolina's recently extended deadline for accepting absentee ballots that are postmarked by Election Day.
Republican legislative leaders and the Trump campaign filed appeals on Thursday. The State Board of Elections had announced in late September that absentee ballots could be accepted by counties until November 12th, as long as they were mailed by Election Day. That rule change lengthened the period of accepting ballots from 3 days to 9. The State Board made the change as part of a legal settlement with voting rights advocates. I'm Tony Rixby.
A major clothing chain is closing some brick-and-mortar locations.
Gap has used big stars in its ads. But during the pandemic, there's not been much to celebrate. The clothing company is going to close about a third of its stores, more than 200, most of them in shopping malls. It'll leave Gap with 80% of its locations outside of malls. As part of the restructuring, 130 Banana Republic stores will close over the next 3 years. The focus will shift to sales online. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Full federal recognition of North Carolina's Lumbee tribe got a boost with President Donald Trump expressing support for a U.S. Senate bill that could bring millions of dollars more in funding to the community. The measure would also allow the tribe to open a casino in Robeson County. Macy's has announced Santa won't be greeting kids at its flagship store in New York City, breaking a 160-year tradition. CBS Money Watch Diane King Hall.
Due to the coronavirus, Macy's is putting its Christmas world online. Through their computers, children 3 at a time will be led by elves through Santa's village and workshop virtually, ending with time to share their Christmas wish list with Santa and take a selfie.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. We're starting in the upper 50s and low 60s this morning. This afternoon, we'll see a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. High temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and low 80s today. Partly cloudy overnight tonight. Could see some patchy fog developing Saturday morning with temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. We'll see a partly cloudy Saturday afternoon with a few showers possible late in the afternoon and by the evening. Showers continue Saturday night and Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, sunny and 58 degrees, humidity 100%, dew point 58, pressure 3018, winds calm, visibility at 7 statute miles. 8:16, let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday morning. Officials from North Carolina's Fort Bragg say that about 200 soldiers have been moved from their barracks after an anonymous complaint revealed mold in some housing units. Spokesman Major Dan Lazard says that the 1st Special Forces Command soldiers, part of the command's 528th Special Operations Sustainment Brigade, were temporarily moved into alternate housing on October 10th following an air quality test. Major General John Brennan added that Dictoriate Public Works employees are addressing problems with heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems and mold in 2 barracks. The issues were discovered when a soldier filed a complaint through an internal webpage in September. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hill Sentinel, and you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. 8:17, time for sports. That's next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Carson Wentz connected with Boston Scott with 40 seconds left, and Philadelphia overcame an 11-point deficit in the final 7 minutes to beat the New York Giants 22-21 on Thursday Night Football. Wentz threw a perfect strike to Scott, the backup running back, who made an excellent catch.
It does a lot for our confidence, the way we fought to come back in the last couple of ball games, to actually do it and then pull out a win. It's huge for our confidence, and we know it's a divisional game, so it's huge for the NFC East as well.
The Giants QB and former Blue Devil Daniel Jones shook off a stumble that prevented him from an 88-yard touchdown run. He had the Giants in the lead late, but all he could do at the end was watch as the Eagles marched down this field in their late scoring drive.
We haven't gotten the results as consistently as
we expect, and we've got to keep improving and keep pushing it forward, keep progressing as a team, and I think that's that's got to be our mindset. That's the only way we're gonna get better.
The NFL has shifted Sunday's Las Vegas game against Tampa Bay out of prime time after several Raiders players have been unable to practice this week because of contact tracing due to the coronavirus. The league moved the Seahawks-Cardinals game in Arizona to the night slot on NBC and relegated the Raiders-Bucks to a 4:05 start on Fox. Coronavirus outbreaks at Baylor, Memphis, Arkansas State, Notre Dame, Florida, and elsewhere have forced programs to shut down for as much as 2 weeks. The Holiday Bowl, meanwhile, has become the fourth bowl game to be called off because of the pandemic. The bowl, had it been played, would have been the first of a 6-year deal to match teams from the Pac-12 and ACC. As of Thursday, more than 30 games involving bowl subdivision teams have been postponed or canceled outright. Also canceled, the NHL putting off the 2021 Winter Classic and All-Star Weekend, which was originally set for around New Year's. This is NCN Sports.
There are many issues in this election, but without life, nothing else matters. Sadly, Joe Biden and Cal Cunningham want to take over America and deny the most basic right to life to unborn babies. Joe Biden and Cal Cunningham want abortion until birth, and they want you to pay for it with your tax dollars. Joe Biden should never be president, and Cal Cunningham should never be in the U.S. Senate. Donald Trump and Tom Tillis fight to protect unborn babies. Donald Trump and Tom Tillis support laws to keep your tax dollars from paying for abortion, and Donald Trump and Tom Tillis support laws to protect unborn babies from painful late dismemberment abortions. Unborn babies can't vote, but you can. Be a voice for the voiceless in this election. Vote for life. Vote for Donald Trump for president and Tom Tillis for U.S. Senate.
Paid for by the National Right to Life Victory Fund at nrlvictoryfund.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. NRL Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The World Series has drawn a record low audience of television viewers for the second straight night. Tampa Bay's 6-4 win over the LA Dodgers in Game 2 was seen by an average of 8.9 million viewers on Fox. LA's victory in Game 1 was seen by an average of 9.1 million, almost 9.2 million on Fox. The low for any game before this year came the only other time the Rays were in the World Series, in Game 3 against Philadelphia in 2008. Sebastian Munoz and Tiger Woods had unusual scorecards in the Zozo Championship at Sherwood. The Colombian holed out 2 eagles. He made 8 birdies. Despite a double bogey, he finished 8 under for a 1-shot lead. Woods, meanwhile, made a bogey or worse on 3 par 5s. It's the first time he's ever done that in a single round. He carded in a 76 in the opening round. Josh and Zach, NCN Sports.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Carolina Power and Generators reminds you that just because they've run out of storm names, that doesn't mean hurricane season is over. Hurricanes, tropical storms, and torrential rains will unfortunately continue in North Carolina. And as for the second time in history, the storm naming system enters into the Greek alphabet. There's no better time than right now to prepare with a whole home standby generator. The generator guys at Carolina Power and Generators make dependable power the easy choice with free in-home assessments, turnkey installations, affordable maintenance plans, and financing available. A whole home standby generator automatically provides power within seconds, so your life goes uninterrupted. Visit Carolina Power and Generators online at generacnc.com or call 910-241-4677 to prepare for tomorrow. 910-241-4677.
For more than 100 years, Pines Funerals has been there for Moore County families when they needed us most. We continue to build on tradition of trust by serving all your funeral and memorial needs from any of our convenient locations. Nestled in 15 acres of wooded landscape along Morganton Road, Pine Lawn Memorial Park offers memorial gardens, mausoleums, a chapel, and a beautiful brand new funeral and cremation center slated for completion in 2020. For free, pre-planning information or to schedule a tour, call Pines Funerals at 910-947-2224 or visit pinesfunerals.com today.
And I'm proud to be an American
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
Your hometown dealer, Cooper Ford in Carthage, knows that there are some things that are uniquely American, like family, community, and fall in the Carolinas. Cooper Ford supports the things that are important to the community because Cooper Ford is part of the community. These are local folks who work and live right here in the community they serve. And while things are a little uncertain these days, Cooper Ford is still in it for the long haul, every step of the way. And that's part of the Cooper Ford promise, to do what they say, when and how they say they're going to do it, with no games, no gimmicks, just upfront pricing and a commitment to doing what's right. You can't buy a new Ford for less anywhere else. That's a guarantee. This community is worth Cooper Ford's support, and they thank you for yours. Cooper Ford is here, Moore County.
I'm Eric Cooper, and I want to know you by name and show you how car buying should be. Please come visit us in historic Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net.
Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Steve Bybee for District Court Judge. That's a simple message, but it's important. I'm required to tell you that I'm John Zumwalt, and I proudly paid for this ad. We don't need any more appointed liberal judges. Vote for Bybee. Please.
In a time where supporting our local community is crucial, Sandhills Office Supply is committed to doing all we can to assist. As an essential business, we remain open, providing businesses with what they need to keep functioning. Therefore, we are offering free, no-contact delivery to those who are working remotely from home. Whether it's paper clips or office chairs, Sandhills Office Supply is ready to assist. See our full catalog online at sandhillsofficesupply.com, then call 910-692-6631. That's 910-692-6631.
Hi, this is Rich Wagner from Whispering Pines. I've been suffering with acute back and knee pain for many months, and after trying visits to the doctor, painkillers, and spinal injections with no relief, I went to see Dr. Wright at Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes. After the first visit, I noticed a lot of improvement, and I've continued to improve with each treatment. Thanks to Dr. Wright, I'm feeling much better than I have in a very long time. I was skeptical about chiropractic treatment at first, but it has truly given me my life back.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is brought to you by Quality Built Homes, the Sandhills' #1 home builder, developer, and remodeler. With over 1,500 homes built in Moore County, we earn our name every day. Quality Built Homes, 910-944-7453.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Ex-NFL great Dana Stubblefield was recently convicted of rape. What caught my eye was his sentence. He was sentenced to 15 years to life. That's kind of a big spread, don't you think? The man's 50 years old. With the way sentencing laws work in California, he could be out by the time he's 55 or never. Why would you do that? I don't know anything about Stubblefield, but I do know something about the difference between 15 years and life. For some of us, 15 years may well be life. Who knows? It reminds me of what happened to me in a town somewhere in Texas years ago. I stopped at a little place to get gas, and the man at the counter asked me if I wanted to enter their contest. I said, sure. As I was filling out the card, I asked him what the prize was. He told me it was my choice, a trip to a resort or a tank of gas. That's a pretty big spread there, partner. What's the resort? Out in the back of the gas station? I happen to believe that if a person is sentenced to prison, we ought to know the real deal. None of this, well, he was sentenced to 30 years, so with good behavior, he should be out in a couple hours. There's not much we can count on for certain these days. One thing we can count on, we better elect Republicans during this election cycle. Otherwise, we're in a lot of trouble. And I hope all of y'all believe that and will do it. Have a good weekend. From the Zoom Walton Zone.
Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. This afternoon, we'll see a lovely afternoon. High temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s and low 80s today. We'll see a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. Partly cloudy overnight tonight. For Saturday, we'll see the cloud cover gradually increase. High temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s, but a few showers possible late in the afternoon and by the evening. Some showers also with us Saturday night and Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
October 23rd is National Crocs Day.
Crocs, 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 Crocs.
I know what you're thinking.
Crocs,
Crocs are Crocs.
Crocs in socks. I don't want no flip-flops, no. C-R-O-C-S. They're comfy, happy. They feel good.
What day is it?
I'm thinking that today is Friday right now.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Correct, Mundo.
It's been a very long week, so now I'm ready to see it end.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Wait, ready for what?
Ready for the weekend.
This is our show. And it's not over. In fact, it's just starting.
And let's get this show started.
Now we begin. All right, kids, it's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, and of course with me every morning, the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel, Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the pilot's failing pamphlet and whatever delivery system refers to you. Hey, I hope you got over to Granny's Donuts, got some apple fritters and some donuts, donut holes, and a big cup of coffee because John Zumwalt's in. And again, with another guest, David Hensley, and he's got quite a bit of information here for you this morning.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running right now at talk973.com or talk1041.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you're on your mobile device, fire up YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan, LeaderMan, all one word, spelled like it sounds, into the search. And you'll find us that way. If you're on your mobile device just wanting our audio stream, fire up a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes Streamer, or just stream and put WEEB in the search, or you can get it off our website. In the upper right-hand corner of every webpage has an icon that says on the air, listen live. Click it once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. This summer-like weather continues. Partly cloudy today, a little humid, high of 78 tonight. Partly cloudy, 61. Over the weekend, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms. 79 for a high on Saturday, 71 on Sunday. And Monday, back to a warming trend, 76, 79, 77 is what we'll be greeted with next week with higher humidity. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, visibility 7 statute miles, pressure is 3018, dew point 58, humidity 100%, sunny and 58 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Don't try that at home, folks. Leave it to the professionals. All right, it is 8:33, 33 past the hour. Before you get started on anything particular, give me your thoughts about last night's debate, because one thing that irritated the starch out of me was the debate moderator, who is Kristen Welker. Trump would answer her question, and then Biden would rebut. And every time Trump tried to rebut Biden on what he just bit him with, she'd always jump in. Mr. President, we're going to move on to another question. She protected him all night long. 24 times she did that. She became part of the debate instead of letting them be the debate. In other words, she knocked out any debate in it.
Well, it was the same as with Chris Wallace. So, I don't know. I wasn't expecting anything different than the first debate. So
tired of everybody running cover. The main networks do it all week long and all year long. They won't let anything touch Biden. And he's about the most corrupt person who's ever run in our lifetime.
I wish they would just put them facing each other, no moderator. Just let them argue. Just let them talk about things. Biden, come on, man. Dad, come on, never be able to say that again.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Be able to say that again.
I was going to say I wish they'd bring back dueling. Then I thought about Trump when he was in that wrestling match. So I think they ought to just put him in a ring and give them each a chair, and they can just do the WWF thing.
Well, the economy being the number one thing on the voters' mind, and that stupid idiot didn't even bring it up. Meaning the moderator.
I just think that the biggest story right now is the Hunter Biden story. And not just because Hunter Biden's a crook and because he obviously gave his money to his dad, but also because where is the FBI? Why aren't we hearing about this? Trump makes one phone call to Ukraine, and it's a vanilla phone call, and he's impeached. Right. And we have all kinds of evidence of what Hunter did, and we can't even get a story.
Oh my God, there's so much systemic corruption in the Biden family.
Yeah,
and people will go vote for him. It's amazing.
Throughout in government, state, local, federal level, there's corruption everywhere, and nobody's doing much about it.
Right.
And you know what? There are lots of people who did not serve in the military. I'm very proud of them, because some folks have got to stay home and do other work. We get that. Not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone's cut out for it. Hunter Biden had to have 2 waivers to get into the U.S. Navy.
And then he got thrown out for doing cocaine. Waivers to get in, and then thrown out for doing cocaine.
Yes. And later on, I'll have another thought that Dave will be completing.
But he got some of that expunged because of his dad.
It's called a conversation, man.
He walked in the front door, and they escorted him right out the back door.
Right.
He didn't even sit down.
He in processed, and then he out process.
Right. Pulled all these strings to get him in. And how long did he last in the Navy? 5 minutes, maybe?
In the Navy.
But hey, at least he's consistent, because he gets kicked out for doing cocaine, and then we got pictures of him passed out with a crack pipe in his mouth. So at least he's consistent.
And an underage girl that he's snorting coke off her backside.
Yeah. Well, that's what qualifies the Bidens to be Democrats.
But to be fair, I've known 2 other guys in my life who got kicked out of the Navy for doing drugs, and both of them immediately were offered jobs in Ukraine and paid millions and millions of dollars. So I guess it's kind of the thing to do now.
Yeah, that's the normal career path is you get kicked out of the Navy, and then you get paid millions of dollars to be on a board on the Ukraine. Just to clarify one statement, because someone will do a meme, right? Just to clarify a statement. when I said Democrat, I love Democrats. There are all kinds of great Democrats that are great citizens. I meant a Democrat leader and politician when I said it qualifies him to be a Democrat leader and politician. There, they can add that to their little cute sophomoric meme.
All right. Well, Steve just gave me a motion, meaning I could go ahead, so I will. You know, I used to work at a place, and I laughing because I know the end of this, and I may be the only one who laughs at it. But we had one of our bosses hired a supervisor, and the guy was such a dork that we used to make fun of him, and we weren't supposed to because he was I think he was a higher ranking supervisor than any of us were at our meetings. And so the boss would tell us, look, no more making fun of this guy. And he would tell us that every morning. And every morning I would say, okay, and I won't. And I meant it. And I really did mean it. But the guy would come into the room and he would say something so he thought he was making a very good point. But what he was really saying was, could just one of you, any one of you, just slam me down verbally because I'm an idiot? And you couldn't help it. You just couldn't. And before you know it, every single day we're slamming this guy down because he just said the stupidest things. Well, that is the way I'm starting to feel about the school board, because please listen to me and know my heart here. I came in, I told David yesterday morning, and Steve and Jeff, we probably ought to talk about something besides the school board. And I had every intention of it, but then a concerned mom sent me, and many of you have seen it, it's posted, information that it's just so amazingly wrong. Now, here's the good part. You know, a lot of the critics that we talk about get online and get on Facebook and different places and just call names. Idiots, old men. I don't know where they could have possibly have been clever enough to think of that. Old men, different things like that. And they never give us a place we can go and look up their facts. Well, I'm going to do a little fact checking right here. I am an old man. They are correct in that. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you some information. And I want you to remember, you can check every single word of this out. It's not hard, and it's only going to take me about 5 minutes. This is not hard to check out. It's documented everywhere, and if need be, I can send you the links. Okay. As you all know, we've got several consistently low-performing schools in Moore County. Since Hensley, Levy, and Holmes have come on scene, they've made a big deal about that. They've let you know about it, and they've informed the citizens of Moore County. Well, so now they've got to do something. So they decided to
they being the Board of Education.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep. Thank you for that clarification. The Board of Education has decided to partner themselves with the Innovation Project to Restart Schools. The Innovation Project, TIP, T-I-P, just remember that, and it'll be easier for us. The Innovation Project. And Bob Grimacy is a member of that organization, and he said it's just hard enough for us to keep saying no to them. And he told the county commissioners we need to partner with them because they can just about guarantee to raise our school scores. Now, the school districts that hire TIP do so that they can raise their scores. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is very complicated, and I'm giving a very simple version of it. 100% true, 100% checkable. Moore County Schools, Robert Grimacy is representing us in this. Now, as I go through this, I'd like just for you to ask 3 important questions, just 3. Who funds this project? How are they working with Moore County Schools? And how do they view America? Now, this all wraps itself up into one question. How are these people going to teach our children to view America? That is the big question. And we can very easily answer it. First question I asked you, remember, was who funds the Innovation Project? Well, there are several, but you probably just need to remember Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation. That's the letter Z, Smith Reynolds Foundation. Look it up. Do a little research on it. They're going to be the ones coming in to teach your children the things they want your children to learn. Some of the things are, and you don't have to dig for this. You don't have to dig deeply. It's right there. Law enforcement perpetuating racism. They're going to teach your kids that law enforcement is one aspect of our society that's perpetuating racism and must be held accountable. I'm having a hard time keeping my voice low because I don't want anyone teaching my kids or my grandkids that law enforcement is the problem and they're perpetuating.
I love our men and women in law enforcement.
Of course.
I know no racist people in law enforcement. I've dealt with law enforcement through the FBI National Academy across the country. I mean, I'm sure there's some bad actors, but
no doubt.
That's craziness.
When Biden was talking last night about he didn't have to teach his children to put their hands on the steering wheel and not reach in the glove box. Well, I taught my children that. I taught them that. Be respectful. Say yes, sir, no, sir. But according to Biden, that's not something that white children have to do.
Biden should have taught his children to put down the crack pipe.
Yeah. That's why he didn't want them reaching in the glove compartment.
Because the crack pipe might fall out.
Another thing they're going to be bringing in here, and this is just right off of their websites, folks, is the reproductive justice. In other words, abortion and right to abortion, and they're going to teach them what they want them to know about abortion, not what you want them to know as a parent. And
can I read this exact quote here?
Yeah.
This exact quote, and oh my God, you've mentioned abortion. Now the claws are going to come out. This is an exact quote, and I don't even know what it means, but just the fact that this quote exists, people need to think long and hard. This is from the Z. Smith Foundation. Reproductive justice places reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework. So let me say this again. This is Z. Smith Foundation, and this is part of their curriculum. Reproductive justice. So first of all, what's reproductive justice? Places reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework. So what exactly is reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework?
Yeah.
Is that eugenics? Right. It's eugenics. Isn't that what Hitler tried?
Yeah.
Reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, John.
No. Thank you for reading that.
That's shonking. I don't care.
Head's spinning.
I don't care what. That's eugenics. I don't care what your view on abortion is. For it, against it. Don't care. Reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework. Reproductive justice. Reproductive justice. What are we going to what is reproductive justice?
Yeah. Well, that means, to me, that implies that somebody else is going to justly determine what your reproductive
we're going to have
rights are.
We're going to have a quota on the racial makeup of babies. That's what that says.
Yes,
I mean, I don't know any other interpretation. And by the way, Steve, man, you were Johnny on the spot with that Twilight Zone music. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is. I'm shocked. Wow. Huh.
Well, I've just got a text that says if anyone wants to see the video and the information we're talking about today, go to More Families for Quality Education on Facebook. That's More Families for Quality Education. Another one just said, how about they just teach kids in the failing schools the things they need to succeed with all this other stuff?
Reproductive justice. I'm sorry, I can't get that. Reproductive justice places reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework.
Yeah, that's partial birth abortion, all kinds of stuff.
I have no idea.
They're already talking. They're already talking about after birth abortions.
Yeah, look again.
This is out of hand.
Whether you are for abortion, against abortion, or don't care, you should be concerned about the term reproductive justice and places reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework.
Right. Well, the reason they name these things, as everyone knows who's listening, these things is because they want a name that doesn't quite tell you what it really is, but it sounds better. All right, let me get on to racial equality. I'm sorry, racial equity. Z. Smith says we will provide our grantees with tools they need to build racial equality strategies into their work and engage our grantees. In other words, I'll have to find it here a little bit later. Here it is. It says they will decenter whiteness and disrupt white supremacy cultural norms. So first they've got to teach our children that we have white supremacy cultural norms, which I do not buy. I do not buy for a second. I'm in here with 3 white men. None of them are white supremacists. And if they were, I would never talk to them again. And they feel the same way.
Which one of us isn't white?
And then to decenter whiteness, I don't know what that means. It sounds to me like it means they want to. I don't know.
Can I chime in real quick? Well, of course I can. So,
yes, you may, David.
This just dawned on me when they say white supremacy, which white supremacy, I mean, that's horrible. But really what they mean is Western civilization.
Yes, that's exactly.
What they want to do, what they're trying to do is they're trying to call Western civilization, which started off with the great Greek philosophers and then moved on to the Romans and has lasted for 3,000 years. What they're really trying to do is dismantle Western civilization by calling it white supremacy.
Right. And the only reason the reason they have to do that is because there is no competing culture that competes with it. Well, it doesn't exist.
Well, what culture are we going to replace it with?
They can sit there and try to pull in, the Arabic numeral, this and the African this and the South American, and it doesn't exist. And it doesn't compete.
Well, there's been a lot of other cultures that have contributed to what is through the evolution of Western civilization. But I get the feeling that when they say white supremacy, what they really mean is they want to dismantle Western civilization and democracy and everything that started out with the great Greek philosophers and ended up where we and then so you had the Greek philosophers, you went into the Romans, then you went into all that other stuff, and then you ended up with our founding fathers. Folks, that's what they want to dismantle is Western civilization and capitalism. And what are they going to replace it with? The communism? I mean, Venezuela, China, Vietnam, Russia. I mean, just go through the list.
Barbarism.
Right.
Yeah. So the bottom line is this thing is so deep and so complicated, and it's a fact. And we're going to be talking about it, I'm sure, much more in days and weeks to come. But if anyone wants to see the video and the information, go to More Families for Quality Education on Facebook.
Well, John, what really astounds me with this is the first premise here is that, we don't need Bob Grimacy because he's thrown his hands up and says, we need to hire these guys to teach our children.
Right.
Hey, he's just thrown his hands up and says, I can't do it.
That was my question too, Jeff. I wasn't going to say that because, I'm trying to defend Western civilization here, right? But the obvious question is they're going to import these guys to increase our D-rated schools. Well, why do we need any of the central office? Let's just outsource it to the Z. Smith. Imagine how much money. Look, we could get this all for free. We could just dissolve the central office and have the Z. Smith Foundation and Bill Gates come in and educate our children.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And they speak in here frequently of all the leeway you'll have to teach these things and on and on. But I've got one more thing here. As we announced the other day, we were going to do still are, but wait till you hear the end of this. We were going to do, still are, but wait till you hear the end of this. Okay, I'm done with that. We're doing a Trump train on Saturday to leave at 8:45. We were going to do it we were going to stage at the Aberdeen, the old Aberdeen School parking lot. The one
on Route 1.
Yeah, the one's crumbling and it's got stuff growing through. Okay.
But the school system couldn't have, a patriotic event starting at a parking lot of an empty school.
Well, we had coordinated with the police officers and the sheriff's department, and we had gotten everything set up, and we tried to do this as correctly as we could. And then I got a letter from the Chief Fry of the school. It says Chief of Police at the schools, and I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but what it says is this: you can't do this, and I'll give you a couple of reasons that they listed. And by the way, I'll give you the alternate. We've got another one already. But it says it came to my attention through social media that we posted, and we were not trying to hide this. We weren't trying to sneak in, because we thought no one would care if we went to an old, abandoned, dilapidated parking lot and just met, much like you'd meet if you were going to go to the beach or someplace and just follow each other.
That's actually under contract right now.
Yes.
It's sold.
Yeah. Doesn't even belong to them.
Well, I mean, it's under contract, so
I reckon they're still responsible for it. But he said, the district has not received a request from you for this. And then he goes on to say there are clear liability issues for the district related to events on school property. to events on school property. We want to park a car there for an hour or two, cars, and then meet. And then he goes on to say, there are also costs involved, and for this, in terms of staffing. I mean, we probably should have mentioned to him that we didn't want to take any classes beforehand.
Right,
we just want to park our car.
They don't need the riot squad out there.
Well, they need to plow the parking lot first.
Yeah. So, not only did he say that we will not be able to use it, but he had to go just a little bit further. He had to say, Moore County Schools Police will be blocking the property and will be securing, and they're going to secure it with tape. Now, let me tell you, you think what you want of us, but we, the conservative Trumpers, are not the ones breaking into places, rioting, burning things down. If you tell us, Chief, and by the way, school district, if you tell us that you're not going to allow us to park however many cars show up that day for a stage, then we're not going to do it. We're not going to burn your barricades and run through your police lines. We're not going to throw Molotov cocktails at your police, because we still have a great deal of respect
for
our police. And that includes you, Chief Fry, very much so, and all the other officers there. So
they do have some great officers where the chief I can do without, but the officers I've talked to, great guys.
They don't have enough SROs to cover all the schools. Right. They don't have SROs in our primary and elementary schools, but they got enough SROs to show up on a Saturday and actively block the parking lot from being used by some citizens.
It's not a problem. Bob will be out there shaking his tin cup, asking for a couple of pennies to pay for it.
And I'm a little frustrated about it, but okay, Chief, you are the chief, and you have every right to do that. So here's where we're going to be meeting, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday morning, if you could show up around 8:15, we'll leave at 8:45 promptly. We'll be meeting at 355 Fields Road. It's just off Highway 5 in Aberdeen by Quality Built Homes. Ron Jackson has made land available to us. It's a great area to park. We've got a route routed out. We'll be working again today with the law enforcement. They've been absolutely amazingly wonderful to help us, as they would any group, and it's really appreciated. So 355 Fields Road, and we'll be posting that all over Facebook and different places so you can look at it.
So is Ron Jackson providing the security to keep you guys in check and keep you from rioting and throwing Molotov cocktails and whatnot?
Cutting donuts out in his field.
Yeah.
And all that,
yeah, he's going to have full security out there. So,
oh my God!
Oh! I just got a text.
We're in trouble.
335 Fields Road. 335. We'll have some folks out there waving flags or something to help you find it, but it's off of Highway 5. It'll be a great time. I hope all of you will come out and join us, every one of you.
And that's Saturday at what time?
You can arrive anytime you want, but you've got to be there in time for us to leave promptly at 8:45, and we'll have a police escort out of there.
And where's this caravan going?
It's going to be weaving its way down 5 to 211, go through the traffic circle, heading into
towards Pine Wild.
No, towards Carthage. We'll end up at Pete's, and we'll go in there and enjoy, talk to each other, and
have some fried chicken and
plenty of parking at Pete's.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. I'll be working the polls. Anyone out there that wants to talk to me, I'll be most of the time standing at the Aberdeen polls, talking to people, engaging the public. But reproductive justice. So is that quota-based abortions or quota-based impregnations? Reproductive justice places reproductive health and rights within a social justice framework.
Well, San Francisco has gone to the idea that black women having children will get a certain stipend for each child. Yes.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm very clear on this. Whether you are for abortion, against abortion, or don't care, you should be concerned about the term reproductive justice.
Right. Yeah.
Reproductive justice. Wow. Huh.
And you should be very concerned that you're not the one teaching your kids your values.
Well, and you should certainly be concerned whether you have children in the school system or not, that even the term reproductive, that the concept of reproductive justice within a social justice framework, whatever that means, you need to be concerned that the current Board of Education is bringing that to our schools. This is outrageous.
Yep. They've surrendered, and they have admitted they cannot teach and cannot instruct our children, so they're handing it over to an outside source.
And I need to point out, this is one more thing that we wouldn't be aware of if it weren't for concerned mothers in the school system digging these things up and looking at them and making them available to us.
And with that, we got to go.
Wow. Go.
All right, so it goes for this Friday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I'm going to be sleeping late tomorrow. I'll see you on Monday for Monday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on WEEB, because they support you by making radio free to you. And so when you go and give them first crack at your spending dollars, be sure to say thank you for advertising on WEEB. And also, don't forget, millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.